It's a great blessing to be with you on this Thursday of the Word of Encouragement. And today, I'd like to look at the little one-chapter book of Philemon. Here you have the story of a runaway slave from a Christian, godly man named Philemon. Well, Nephthyrus was a slave in that day, and he was the property of Philemon. And somehow he ended up in Rome. Somehow he came across the Apostle Paul, and somehow he got saved. We don't know all the details. That'll be a great story to hear about sometime. But the Apostle Paul is writing back to Philemon on behalf of this servant that had been such a blessing to Paul, asking him to take him in, not punish him. And he's sending him back because he needed to get right with his master. But to forgive him for Paul's sake. And then we read in verse 19, I, Paul, have written it with mine own hand. I will repay it, albeit I do not say to thee how thou owest unto me even thine own self besides. Yea, brother, let me have joy of thee in the Lord. Refresh my bowels in the Lord. I'm not going to go into the details of this, but to say, there is joy when there is godly fellowship and a working relationship between believers. There is a great encouragement when there is a kindred spirit. Now, this was a unique situation. Slave is expensive. He had done this man wrong, and yet God used it to bring him to salvation. He had been a blessing to Paul. Paul saying, I've been a blessing to you. Would you, for my sake, forgive him? And I'll repay whatever has been stolen, and receive him as a brother. And he says, I'm looking forward to the joy, knowing, and in the next verse says, I have confidence that you will do this. I'm looking forward to the joy of having that fellowship based upon your willingness to handle this in a Christian way. And it is such a joy to have a working relationship with people, to be able to communicate honestly, to see God work in hearts, and to draw people together, people of different personalities, different backgrounds. Sometimes hard situations have to be reconciled, but there's nothing sweeter in the Christian experience than to have that kind of mutual heart and love for one another. That should begin in marriages. It should begin in families with parents and children. And then it should be very much in the church of the living God. And so I want to encourage us to be that kind of Christian, and to believe the best about others and not hold things, and to be a joy to others and handle things right if we're approached, and then believe in others and just pray that they will handle things right so you can have a mutual relationship. There's nothing like that brings such refreshment to the heart. And may God give us joy in our relationships.